Hello, captains. Welcome if this is your first time here. Welcome back if you are returning. Go ahead and grab yourself a grog off the counter. My name is Cash the Stampede. Nice to meet you. Now, if this is your first time here, what this is a week late video. This is the second weekly reset that the game Skull and Bones that we all love to play and some people love to hate. We do get a vendor reset that happens every Tuesday, and every 2 Tuesdays we usually get like an event update. That's currently what's happening right now. We are right in the middle of the Moonshine Larceny, and we are going to go over the details about that as well as what has changed and swapped out of the Smugglers market. Excuse me. This week. I will show you really quick on the screen here what was available last week. Again, unfortunately, I was very busy being stranded on the beach with Death Stranding, as well as trying to unlock my frigate. But now that I'm done with all of that, it's time to give you some information. So let's go ahead and get into the first portion. Here in the Smugglers Network, you are going to be able to purchase these items up top for the rest of the season. Weekly seasonal items, even though it says 6 days, 4 hours, these aren't going anywhere. So if there's anything down here that you want and you're juggling between which of the two that you should get, limited time item is what you want to go for now. Again, the items that I just showed you, they're gone for this week. A fun fact about this, they just rotate out. So this is the second rotation of items. We'll likely get another set of new items next week. And then the week after that, they're either going to reset back to the first week, or we'll get one more new week and then it'll reset after that. So, chances are you'll get a chance to get each item 3 times per season. That's what I'm thinking it's going to be. So once this month, once next month, and then once the month after. Could be different. We won't know until we see how many weeks it goes before we see week one's items again. But I did want to give you that information just in case you're panicking and you saw something a second ago and you're like, oh my God, I missed out. No, you didn't. It'll be back. But for now, on the limited time list, you are looking at the company screen's blueprint. This is something that will help to reduce incoming area of effect damage. Does a couple other things, but that is one of the big things that you purchase it for. And if you are also looking into that armor, you may want to look into the company Spirit's Locker. This will help to reduce crew stamina depletion. Also, by the way, if you can hear my AC unit, usually I do have that off when I make these videos, but I normally make my videos in the morning when it's a lot cooler. So today, just for once, if you hear that, bear with me. I'll do what I can to edit around it. Other piece of furniture we are looking at our emergency sails. Since we do have that nice speed boost increase that you can get from the wind out there, this is a great thing to have, especially if you're chasing down ships, because it will help you to increase your speed when you are within 400 meters. This armor and this furniture is going to, be more for those who are trying to make taunt builds. The charge stores are going to be for those who are making electric builds, which may feature weapons like the Divine Thunder here. The other second piece of armor, though, may be a little bit more attractive because, sure, while bracing, you can, increase, you can taunt ships around you while bracing. That's kind of the idea here. Increases brace strength recovery for each enemy you've taunted. Apologies. Doesn't spread taunt, just happens to help to increase your brace strength recovery while you're taunting. But the Immortal Vessel, just literally, like the name says, makes you immortal and keeps you from being sunk. Can only happen once every 180 seconds, but for 5 seconds you are unkillable. It's a great way to get your shit back together in really tough content like our new fort. It's not always tough to do, but some of the damage we take is a little bit egregious, so that can help you survive some of the more powerful attacks. PvP fans, here are the Lepeaker 3s. You've probably been getting these out there, so I would honestly stay away from picking these up. If you want Lepeaker 3s, just go run the Lepest event when it's up, or also, and if I'm not mistaken, If you just go down here to Grand Fort, yeah, if you run a plunder at Grand Fort, I haven't done it in a while, so they may not show up, but you're looking for the Plague Fleet. They typically attack you when you're down here. They'll also attack you out here in the open ocean as well, but you're just looking for Plague Fleet. That is going to be the fleet that has the green kind of toxic look to them. Attack them. The smokers specifically, the ones that have the green flares coming out of the top of their ships. Why can't I select St. Anne? Oh, because I'm already here. I was legit trying to fast travel here. But yeah, those will drop Ascended Lepiker 3s for you, which are going to be free and not cost you guild marks. So I just wanted to throw that out there. Phoenix Talons, this is something to, again, it's another taunting weapon. This will spread taunt along with burning damage. Pretty good demi-cannon, and demi-cannons have been buffed recently. We have a rocket launcher, so for those of you who think that the Storm, what is it, the Storm Vigil, if those of you that think 60 rockets is a little bit excessive, the Warhammer's for you. It fires off 10 really powerful rockets instead of sending out a bunch of smaller, weaker ones. You're only going to get 21,000 damage out of this versus the 35,000, 34k that you're getting out of that. So, you know, just know that you're getting less, but that is what that can do. Last but not least, Agni's Fury. This is a Seafire weapon that I am very particular to. Honestly, I just like Seafire weapons anyway, and they were also buffed just like the demi-cannons. This is basically a gigantic revolver that shoots darts. Check it out, you know, if you happen to have some extra guild marks, but otherwise, you know, spend them on things that you really need, like, you know, potentially upgrade modules and ascension parts. Ascension modules and upgrade parts, because I said that backwards. And like I said, Divine Thunder is also here. I know I said last but not least, but you know, I said Charge Stores and Divine Thunder, so again, that's where that is. Blueprints are here. Garuda, Battle Junk, Schooner, Bark, and Brig. So if you are just now starting the game this season and you did not get a chance to get the Schooner, this is the ship that we had last season. You can pick that one up. The Garuda is the ship that we had the season before that. Battle Junk, so that's the season 4 one. The Garuda is from season 4, year 1. This is from year 1, season 3. The Brig is from year 1, season 2, and the Bark is from year 1, season 1. So they're all here for guild marks. Unfortunately, I think they should honestly be for silver, but whatever. This is how you collect them, and then you can make them on your own. All right, now about these weapons, before we get out of here, we have Nova Arma, and Harrow Guard. So these are our armors. This one here helps out with piercing. This is for you explosive fans out there. This is literally a piece of armor that will explode when you are damaged while bracing. I'm putting it on my sloops, my schooners, as well as my paddle kangs, because they like to make things go boom, and so does this armor. The ammo priming bench is going to be something that I recommend for any of you support mains that are out there with bombards. Yes, those of you who are just trying to do big bombard damage, or big structure damage, not bombard, sorry. For those of you who are trying to do big structure damage, this is the perfect thing for you, but I also recommend it for support mains. You'll see why. Pick it up, because I'm going to do a build featuring it later on this week. Storm Vigil, I mentioned this earlier. This is the one that shoots 60 rockets over an extended period of time. This thing has absolutely no chill, does flooding damage, but you of course can ascend it to do other things if you like. I recommend making it the one thing that you are controlling once you fire it off, so that you can get the most out of it. Otherwise, fire it at a target, do some broadside damage, and then go back to controlling the rocket launcher, you know, until it runs out of ammo. Roaring Meg is just going to do 300 increased damage to structures, so you just do regular damage to regular ships, but anytime a building has the nerve to show up, you'll do 300% damage. Definitely a good way to help you get through the new fort, specifically if you're running with the frigate, because it has dual auxiliaries, which means you get 2 of these. Alright, but now that is going to do it. But those items, as I mentioned, will be here every week until the end of the season, which is also going to allow you to get 10 pieces of deep iron every week as well. Now, for the event, we do have the Moonshine Larceny situation here. Looks like I had a quest that I did. Awesome. The devil's arse medicine. Alright, but Yanita will have a couple of quests for you after you turn in your first item from her. You kick that off by running the event, which can be done by either doing the Moonshine Madness convoy you see here, or by fast traveling over to this and using the flares that you'll be given to fire off an event. This is exactly the same as the honorless event that we did, the one that gave us the flares that we fired off for that, or the buoys that we fired off or whatever. Same idea. You're just gonna go over there, fire off a flare, a fleet of enemies is just gonna pop up out of nowhere, and you attack them and get rewarded for it. Rinse and repeat. People have just been firing this thing off all day, so between that and this, you'll get plenty of illicit moonshine, which is what you use to purchase things from this bad boy over here, the event ledger. You basically just trade straight up. You take anything that you got, any of your illicit moonshine you got, and come over here and make a purchase. Deep iron and deep iron plates are also available, and considering that this event is running for, I believe it said 27 days. Yes, it's 27 days. So this is going to be up for quite a bit, and there are also some additional challenges that are going to throw you large amounts of this event currency of the illicit moonshine, which will also help you get things like additional chests and this new drink that we got, which by the way is kind of nice. This thing will straight up remove all negative status effects from your ship and gives you an immunity against status effects for 20 seconds. It's basically this, right? A restoration kit removes status effects, just like it says right there. Removes all negative status effects from the ship. This comes with a cooldown. It's not a huge one, but it's still a cooldown. So this one, the cooldown for this is a lot less. Start throwing these Poseidon brews on your ship, or keep them and wait for the next Vikram Rajan event to pop off. But you'll get those again while you're doing the event. Now, the main thing that people are probably going to focus on is going to be the Ashbreaker and potentially the Trunnion Furnace, because these are the new items and people just love new shit. The Ashbreaker is going to be on the deck of every single Sam Book out there, and I'll be right there with you guys because I'm going to try to get these and see how it works with some of my prior builds, maybe make a new one. We'll see what goes on with it, but this one is going to be bought up pretty quick. Trunnion Furnace is a piece of furniture that will take hits from a culverin and give them a 25% chance to spread to a nearby ship within 100 meters. Only does 25% of the original damage, which doesn't sound a lot, but it does increase it increases the projectile speed of culverins by 10% again, which all doesn't sound like a lot, but we do have a frigate that has 13 culverins when you do equip them on the broadsides, and that gives you 13 chances to kick off that 25% chance to spread damage to others. Again, still not going to be a lot, but free damage to other ships, and depending on what you're shooting them with, I imagine that it's not only the damage, but also the effects. I believe that those spread as well. I could be wrong. Jump in the comments and let me know, but I'm pretty sure that is how that works. But I say that because of this, Naga's Call. This is a culverin that I am going to be doing a video on this week on my frigate. Every single shot from the Naga's Call increases in damage by 5%. Again, 13 culverins on your frigate. That is 13 times 5, which I believe is 65%. I could be wrong because I'm not great at math, but a 65% damage increase sounds pretty fucking sweet. And I'm going to do some things to increase the reload on this as well. So I'm hoping that this work in progress build that I do for the frigate is a fun one, but you're going to need the Naga's Call to copy it. The Nashcar is also here. This is the long guns that some of you have been requesting. They will heal your ship with 5% of the damage they deal from every shot, but if you hit a weak point, you get 700. So pretty powerful. I do enjoy them, but do kind of realize that once the weak point is gone, that chance at 700% damage is also gone. So keep that in mind, and maybe just use this on forts to get the most out of it. At least forts, or maybe some of our bosses. But those are the two weapons that we have from past events that you can get now. Get them while you can. I don't believe we're going to be seeing the hell ports anytime soon. They're probably not going to pop up until Halloween, unless the developers just happen to just really be friendly and have them pop up as an event later on this season. But chances are you won't see those until Halloween. Anyway, Divine Wind is also here. I did a build on my channel featuring the Divine Wind. Link is on the screen right now in the top right and will be at the end of today's video. Check that out if you have not already. In fact, check that build out, and then you could probably get away with just adding on the Ashbreaker instead of the Divine Wind. No, there are some electric things that need to get swapped out. So no, I'll do a new build for you. Don't worry about it. Last but not least, the Klein Carteau. This was available in our prior event. This is just the demi cannon that does explosive damage, but also will give a chance to explode or make a ship explode for 75,000 damage. It only says it has a 3% chance for this to happen, but it's not 3% per every time you just shoot your demi cannon. It's 3% per pellet, and there are 18 pellets in the demi cannon, so you have 3% chances at getting that 7,500 damage on the ship. So I just want to throw that out there, because when you see it at first, you're probably like, oh, that's not gonna have, ever happen. 3%? No, it's 3% per pellet, not per shot of the weapon. Deep iron plates, again, with this going for the rest of the season. Once you purchase everything you need up here, that is when you start to purchase these. But I'm gonna wager some of you are gonna just go ahead and go for them now. At 150 a piece, though, you can get 44, I believe, a week, unless the developers have just legitimately put that you can only buy 40 for this event. We will have to look into this, but again, you have 27 days to get as many as you can for that. Deep iron plates, 3 a week is what I'm guessing. Probably not 3 per day. There goes somebody else firing off for the event. Artisan refinement pack, upgrade parts, regular crafting materials, things that you're used to. These chests, I mean, again, if you end up with just surplus moonshine, pick them up, but you're gonna get a chance out of the normal chests that you get already. These just will 100% contain an ascended weapon. The chests that you open from the event won't have a 100% chance. They'll just have a lower chance for one of these to drop. So, you can buy them, but I wouldn't waste my points. But with that, captains, that is going to do it for the weekly reset. Now, I did want to point out that you are going to see another video from me really soon that is going to go over the patch notes for the week of July 22nd. The patch notes for Season 2, I unfortunately, they are very long. I did put a link on the community tab, which should have popped up in your YouTube feed while you're just cruising around. It has a way to get you over to the actual article for that. There will also be a link in the description today, so if you do want to look into the patch notes for the whole season, they are available, but it was going to be about an hour, maybe an hour and a half for me to read that, so I just opted out of it for now. Anyway, we are going to go over the patch notes for this week, which do talk about things like improving the drop rate for deep iron during the Woven Hole fort, as well as increasing the Smugglers Pass rewards progress, because apparently that was bugged according to the developers. We'll have to go over that later, but I did want to let you know that we will be back very soon with another video. Keep an eye out, because patch notes are also something that we are going to add into this week's rotation. And real quick, Lenitra, this is where you spend all of your monster's teeth. Cannonball charging station, I believe that was added this season. Pretty much all three of these have the same feature. So torn sails here, flooded here, and punctured here, right? But once they become punctured, flooded, or torn sails, then the other effect gets a boost to that. So flooded status increases on enemies that already have torn sails. Punctured status increases on enemies that are already flooded, and the stormstruck status increases for enemies that are already punctured. All right, so you get the idea. These are available. I think they are very, very good, especially if you're trying to go for dual status effect builds. Pick them up, but the main thing for new captains, don't forget about the Ouroboros. This is the first armor that you want to make for yourself because it repairs your own ship when you brace against enemy fire. It only repairs 15%, but every time you brace, you get a heal. But more importantly, it heals or repairs 100 severe damage every second. When you get damaged while you're flooded, your health will start to produce this red section. You cannot get rid of that until you go back to dock or back to an outpost to dock. You can repair it, from the dock, or if you're lucky enough to have a support ship like Embark Around, they can repair severe damage out there in the wild. But what you can't do is repair it yourself unless you have the Ouroboros on, because it will repair it for you over time. Very effective. Pick one up if you haven't gotten one already. New captain. But that is going to do it for today. If I didn't already apologize for it, my AC unit has probably been going on and off, possibly being picked up in the background. I apologize about that. I usually make these videos in the morning, but I decided to play the game this morning instead of put this video together, unfortunately. But that's where we are. But we're back, baby. Let's go ahead and get it going. Season 2 is starting to look better, especially after a couple new updates from the developers. But my name has been Captain Cash Stampede, and that's a cat. I'll see you out there in the seas, gentlemen. Take it easy.